Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to the very first video of 2025 from Better Gaming, an event and podcast series dedicated to all aspects of ethical gambling, as we seek to discuss how to make gambling and gaming safe, secure, and socially balanced for everyone. My name's Jim, I'm the host of this show, and in this episode, I'm going to look at a news article which was released in the back end of 2024, on Boxing Day, in fact, from NHS England. And it discusses the growing demand for the services of the NHS on gambling-related harms and the resolution that they provide for that. Now, the article is pretty worrying in terms of the rising demand, but it's also encouraging that people are seeking out these services in order to help them with any addiction or harm-related issues that they have when it comes to gambling. So let's dive into it. And essentially the bones of the article is that there has been a 130% increase in people accessing the services of NHS England to resolve their gambling related harms. So that has gone up from 2,000 people in the last year accessing the gambling clinics between April and September, compared to just 800 in the previous year. So that is another 1,200 people. The NHS, in their press release, have said that they have now doubled the number of clinics for problem gambling in England, with 15 services now operating across the country, which is great news. But the increase in the service is obviously indicative of the growing demand and the growing problem of gambling-related harms. And there's also a lot of concern around the advertising of gambling companies around the festive period between Boxing Day and New Year's. You've obviously seen a lot of sporting occasions with the football going on right throughout to New Year's, and in a couple of days' time with the first weekend of the Premier League, but also with the darts getting quite a significant amount of coverage as well. And with that, it's all temptation as people struggle with their personal finances in either Christmas time or indeed just with their time. They're having a lot of time off work and being tempted into gambling. And so it's a very concerning time of the year for people who provide these services, and they recognise it as pretty much a pinch point for it. As in this article, it says about Dr. Matt Caskill, may receive extra money as gifts or bonuses during the holiday period, or find that money is short and could be tempted to place a bet and end up betting more than they intended. With a barrage of adverts promoting festive fixtures, releases and offers such as free Christmas bets, it can make it look enticing, but these tend to encourage people to bet at a high frequency. It doesn't feel very Christmassy. It doesn't feel like it's a good start to the year when at the back end of last year you had these worrying reports that are released. But it is encouraging that people are seeking out these services and looking to get help when it comes to any gambling related harms. I was looking at another news article, which I won't share with you on here, but it's from The Guardian, and they cited that the National Gambling Support Network, which helps problem gamblers or people with gambling related harm across the UK, and they've treated 11,000 people in 2024, and that was 12% more than last year. The National Gambling Helpline reached more than 55,000 people. So as you can see, there's a growing problem in terms of public health, and the Lancet in October, the medical journal of facts, basically commissioned on gambling and warned that it posed a worldwide threat to public health, and it's associated with other things. We touched on it briefly in another video, but it not only impacts on financial matters, it impacts on domestic violence, other crime, people losing their jobs, family breakups, and a whole host of the associated harms that can deal with those crises in people's lives. Globally, they believe that 80 million people, 80 million adults rather, suffer from gambling disorder or problematic gambling, with adolescents, children, and poorer people the worst affected. So it kind of feels like I'm starting 2025 on a downer. I'm not. I'm just stating facts. These are realities of the gambling industry. As I said, I am not anti-gambling. I'm responsible gambling. I am safer gambling, and I believe that it should be socially balanced. And these reports and these statistics would indicate that there's a rising problem that needs to be tackled. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to continue in 2025 to release videos like this and to do this commentary because I believe it's something of importance that should be discussed and tackled out head on. Okay, so that's the first video under the belt for 2025. Hopefully see you again soon.